2 of the Esports Collegiate Overwatch League. Here we have today NIU Esports looking to go improve to 2-0 against Bowling Green. They got the win against Northern Kentucky last week. It was very decisive, and now hoping to keep that momentum going into our next match against first Ohio team, but certainly not the last of the year.
Yeah, I was informed that half the teams in this league are from Ohio.
A lot of Ohio teams. We actually have a large stretch of games coming up in a few weeks here, where we're gonna have over a month of Ohio action. But we love our Ohio friends, and just getting a bit of a taste of what those teams are gonna bring.
Can't wait to run the Ohio gauntlet.
It's a gauntlet for sure. Bowling Green. Looking back at last year, as far as NIU's performance against them, it was a loss on NIU's behalf. Bowling Green did end up getting the better of them, but we're looking at a new, invigorated NIU roster. A couple changes from Bowling Green as well. Not exact one-to-one transfer from last year's team. Well, no team is with the transfer to Overwatch 2. Players are getting ready.
I mean, even though like we might have lost last year, it's basically not entirely different game, right? But it's very different, right?
Yes.
You got some new people in NIU's team like Racer, right? I'm pretty sure he's a
Racer, Flawless, and Flip Flop, as far as the starting roster are all concerned, are all brand new. Austin, PK0, Hayes, Toko Toro, all returning.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the starting lineup goes, very, very, very different than what it was last year.
Yeah, you know, I am looking at the endorsement levels of each and every player, and everyone's got a 2-level endorsement except Hayes.
They have no endorsement level.
Exactly.
It's interesting. I wonder.
Is that like a bug or?
Yeah, because everyone has an endorsement level assigned to them. But thank you to all of our viewers supporting us in Twitch chat as we get this lobby set up.
I'm throwing a message saying prod ready.
Yeah, let them know we're
yeah.
ready to roll.
Man. So how's your day today?
It's been fantastic. I've been looking forward to this game all day. And we're starting off on Elios, so hopefully maybe see some fun Lucio play on well. Maybe, that's just my personal hope. I'm not sure exactly what the meta looks like for Elios well, but one can only hope we get some boops.
Want to see people falling in holes.
Yep. That's there's some potential for it on Lighthouse as well, but we'll see.
At my diamond. Oh, we're getting in.
Now
my diamond tank level, what I like to do is I play Doomfist, right?
Yeah.
And you just fly around and you just start punching people in a giant hole.
Doomfist definitely has a bigger boot potential here. As you see, we actually start off on well. Funny enough, for those that may be new to the game, or may not know Overwatch, so how this mode works is both teams try to capture a square in the middle highlighted by white, and if your team is on it and no other teammate is, you start to capture it. Once you capture it, every second you get a percentage point, and in order for the other team to be able to regain control of that point, they have to make sure that your entire team is off the point as well. So think of this specific map mode as King of the Hill, as often as it's often called in the community, and the first team to 100% wins. So about a minute, little over a minute and a half of time where you're contesting the point and the enemy team has not been able to remove you from that point.
Oh.
Do have a bit of a pause here. Might be some technical issues. It wouldn't be an NIU game without some technical issues. Seemed like we had
Tokotoro headbutting the keyboard, breaking the mic. Yeah, smooth move, dude.
One can only assume.
All right, looks like we're ready.
Teams are ready to go.
I love how there's no warning with the pause. It just stops.
So Ramatra, a new character. We explained that he was a newer character last time. Not really what he does. So Ramatra he's basically almost 2 characters in one. Where the state that he is in currently, he exists as your normal tank. He shoots some magic beams. He loves casting spells. As we get into the action here, no time to waste. Flawless, wasting no time going for that Sojourn Mercy duo. Tries to build up a bit of railgun from Toko Toro, but NIU having a bit of point presence right now. They definitely have the upper hand with as far as space is concerned. Also, interesting pick from Bowling Green from Nightmare to go to the Diva here. You know, a pick that is very viable, but I think the Ramatra right now is much stronger. But NIU caps a point, but Bowling Green is not giving up on this fight. Continue to try and pour into point. Heals are staying up. NIU unable to finish off any targets, so you see those support ults from Bowling Green higher than what NIU is running with right now, but that could change very soon as Racer pushes in with the aggression.
Yeah, so this is one thing we didn't mention before, but Ramatra has a punchy punch, right? That's why I like it, where he just kind of gets big with a lot of health, and then he just kind of shields. It looks fantastic. Punch it now. He's got a little time out.
Bowling Green actually with the picks that they got onto NIU, flip this point around. It might not be without paying for it. This fight is still going on. This has been one long continuous fight with 2 point flips and over 40% cumulative total.
And he's got to fall back here. That was just the, what is that? So we're at 21 seconds, 51 seconds.
Yeah.
Just fighting up.
Asking for another pause. So it was almost unfortunate. NIU let their guard down for just enough time for Bowling Green to flip the point, because even though that was really one extended fight, which NIU had the initial capture in, that 24% that you see on Bowling Green's screen right now could have easily gone to NIU.
Oh, now it seems Bowling Green is having some tech issues.
And that's actually, if it's bad enough where they actually have to disconnect, they're going to lose that ultimate. And looking at it, they were about 60% ult, so having those technical issues is actually enough where the player has to disconnect from the game is not great. So a couple tech pauses from both teams. Not the ideal way anyone would like to start it, but kind of looking ahead at what NIU has to do. A lot of ultimates coming from Bowling Green this next fight you'd have to expect, especially with the Kitsune Rush. So NIU, what they really have to do is they have to take tempo and use these ultimates first. Now, all they really have to work with is Blade and Annihilation, that being Ramatra's ult. It's going to take a bit of it's going to come down to execution.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that the change they're making to Ramatra's ult?
What's the change they're making to Ramatra?
They're putting a 20-second cap on it, which makes sense. So to those again who don't know, right? Because in new Overwatch game, new characters, Ramatra, his ult, he goes in that it's called this Nemesis form, right? But I just call it the punchy form because that's what he does. When he goes in that form, he has like an aura around him, and he just starts sucking, right? And if you're in his range, he doesn't leave that Nemesis form, and you continually take damage. And so what people do is they just kind of stand there and block, and then their healers, just throw heals into him, and then they just never die, and his ult never ends, and you could have like 3-minute long ults.
In theory, an infinite ult, but essentially, unless your team is very coordinated and has abilities like Lucio speed or individual movement abilities, that ult's staying up for a very long time.
A singular on a sleep dart, and then everyone just kind of backs
Everyone
up.
just kind of slowly walks away.
Yeah.
That's where I really like the Lucio pick here. Lucio over the Mercy here is because of that speed utility. Not only to avoid an opposing team's Ramatra when you do see that mirror matchup. Obviously, that's not what's going on here in Well, but it also benefits in the offensive mindset because Racer, when they pop Ramatra ult, as Nick previously explained, Lucio is going to be able to speed in into the enemy team, and Ramatra is going to be able to engage that much quicker. And the faster and closer you get to the enemy team as Ramatra during ult, the better chances you have of winning that team fight.
You know when Cloudy and a chance of meatballs, or Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, there's the one cop and he's just running like towards the camera.
The animation is pretty similar.
It is very scary when you see just this big robot man just charging at you.
Here, Nick, move your mic a little closer.
Oh,
Let the lovely people
a little closer.
hear your voice. Yeah. I think world can hear you now.
Oh.
So we got some food talk going on in chat. Sushi is yummy.
Oh, sushi is the best. I would put sushi like S tier food.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know sushi was sushi even invented in Japan? I thought it was invented in California.
I honestly couldn't tell you, and I am afraid of giving the wrong wrong answer.
I mean, we got some time. I'm gonna pull up Google because I thought I watched a video, right, where sushi was invented because there's a bunch of like just fish in a barrel in like a boat in California, right?
You know, it would make. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't?
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
never mind. Dude, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Was very much invented in Japan.
It was developed in Southeast Asia between the 5th and 3rd centuries BC.
I don't think California was in that timeline. Maybe the California roll, you know.
Maybe
Maybe that's what we were thinking of.
yeah. They made the California roll before they made California. Comical. What are they talking about in chat? They're talking about me when I spread misinformation on the internet for fun?
Are they talking about our sushi talk?
No. I mean on Snap for team selfie. Okay. All right.
Looks like the player's back.
Crazy chicken.
Hopefully get us back to the lobby. Or back in the game.
Gotta find the mole on your team. We made him unplug his PC. The NIU rat crawling under Bowling Green's desk, chewing on their cables.
You know, Mission 3 is a puppy, so they might be might be chewers. They might be chewers still. So maybe we set Mission over there. We get back into the action. No time to waste here.
Racer punchy form right off the bat.
Should see an ult coming out pretty early from them. As the Kariko ult comes out from Bowling Green, allows everyone on Bowling Green's team to shoot and get their cooldowns faster. So essentially everyone's on hyperspeed mode. The bomb comes down. Racer able to get away from it. Picks off. Baby Diva, but also Kariko.
See, they're both at 1% here. Oh, okay. Echo's ult timed out, but this is what I was talking about, the infinite ult, right? They were both just punching, not getting out of their forms.
With the exception of the flawless death to bomb, NIU in a very good position. One ult versus, I believe that was 3 used from Bowling Green, and NIU takes the fight. The ultimate usage much better from NIU there. As you see an early ultimate, see NIU setting the tempo, getting this super fast poke up early. Racer not afraid to play very aggressive. He has 600 HP to work with. Unlike Flawless, who's able to get away on pure skill alone. I may have spoke too soon, but gets Flawless 2 picks nonetheless.
He's just too fast, you know. He's like me when I wake up at like 9:15 and have class at 9:30, which did not happen today.
And
it
classes
did not.
all the way across campus.
True.
So NIU still working with ultimates to go with, and that aggression and those picks coming in. As the blade comes out, NIU's going to have to follow up. If anything, the blade's going to be
back road, the scenic route.
Blade being used as almost a tool to split up the team.
Mercy just said hi to Flawless.
Buys them a little more time. Bowling Green's still disengaging. They only have, this is the fight. They have to make the most of it, and they only have Valkyrie to work on. And Lucio Soundbear is going to be coming out soon. Choco Toro can't stop the res. Mercy's positioning, able to position inside that building, get the res off. But Racer builds up an ultimate, another one, and this is cleanup patrol for NIU here. And they take .1 after a bit of a shaky start.
Yeah, I mean, look at Crazy Chicken with 88% ult charge right now. I do not believe he used his ult, right? To my, my recollection. So, because of that disconnect, right, he couldn't have, used that ult on time, which might have been really impactful.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see this unadulterated point of control. As little technical issues as possible is what we strive for here. But looks like everyone's good to go for the next round.
Yeah. Look at this ragtag team, ninjas. What is he, wizard?
So NIU, obviously, I do not think they're going to be sticking with the Symmetra. Swapping to the Sojourn, so
it's getting that quick TP out of spawn,
So Bowling Green going for something a little different here with the Reaper and the Orisa. I understand the Orisa. Orisa's been a very strong pick, but I'm interested to see how Reaper will do into this team. I guess the goal is just to put as much pressure on Racer as possible, and it's doing exactly that. Racer's struggling to stay alive, but if you can't finish off targets, especially when it's a tank, you're just going to be feeding those support ults.
Oh!
Flawless.
In and out.
Ain't,
Flawlessly.
can't self-res that.
Good
Nightmare.
one.
Drawing out the Suzu from Kuriko. And they're going to be able to take this.
I love when Ramatra like uses his melee in his nemesis form. He's kind of like bad dog, bad. It's like a little thunk.
He's like pounding on the door.
Let me in. It seems that I just kind of throwing stuff in the doorway.
Echo
right now.
swapping from Reaper to a Cassidy. Cassidy's always been in this weird point where they've not been the strongest character to pick, but they've been annoying. That magnetic grenade E is able to get a lot of picks, but Nightmare, alongside their Bowling Green companions, playing very aggressive. A ton of pressure being put on Racer, and with the res up, Bowling Green actually has a man advantage right now. Without a tank, doesn't look good for NIU, but
And he's holding strong though. I mean,
this might be a situation where you try to get as much time. Yeah, you just disengage here in a little bit. Yeah, especially with flip-flop falling down. It's a good time to disengage for NIU. Then pick all those resources being put directly onto Racer, as well as that res coming out, just huge for Bowling Green. As we see, I'd expect a Annihilation from Racer to be coming in, especially Bowling Green does not have an ult to work with. As you see, they're playing very aggressive. Does not seem to be finding anybody yet, but like I said, as long as you're within the vicinity of the enemy team, that ultimate's still going to stand, and we see that. So even though not many picks have been gotten, the pressure has moved Bowling Green so far back that NIU has so much more space to work with. And actually, maybe, almost some picks to...
She got out by the skin of her teeth.
Stagger the fight. So NIU, once again, being able to win fights off just that one Annihilation almost makes you wonder why Bowling Green isn't trying this character as well. But 4 ultimates coming in. It's going to be important to NIU to be able to try to win these fights using 1 or 2 ultimates.
So many ults just being dumped here.
So many.
I didn't even hear the Orisa ulting.
Sune rush for both, and we hear a blade coming out as cleanup. So honestly, a little much for NIU. I don't think a lot of those ults were necessary. But
overkill much NIU?
There's no kill like overkill, but you're in a position now where
I mean, it's
Bowling Green needs to win about 3 fights in a row.
Yeah.
NIU needs to win 1. They'll be on the back of Toko Toro with his ultimate here.
Did you hear that chair crack?
I think it might be clicking a little bit.
It's clicking.
So the ultimates are coming out from Bowling Green. Have Mercy being able to give damage to healing at everyone at once.
Bowling Green trying to take
back
out
on the D.Va, trying to shut them down. Gets the D.Va out of mech, but not much else. Is Echo able to find Racer. The picks are still coming in for NIU side, though. The res cannot be stopped, but maybe the D-mech can be canceled. No, Bowling Green able to get off another Resurrect. The point flips, but NIU still very much in this fight. They are trying to stall this, but I think at this point you just need to get out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good effort from NIU there.
NIU needs to keep a stronger eye out for those Mercy Resurrects. That D.Va getting not only her life back, but her mech back as well. Really allowed them to win the fight. But NIU's back in it. They have about 2 fights to work with as we're coming up on another Ramatra ult. And if history has told us anything, this will be a big one from Racer. Has not been underwhelming so far.
He's punching.
4K for Racer.
His Echo is 1 health. This is trying to fight.
These ultimates from Racer have been absolutely incredible so far.
That was pretty clean from NIU. I mean, so far, you know, knock on wood, NIU's not lost a single map. Right. Won everything last week. Won the first map this week.
4-0 in maps so far.
Good job. There's the... Oh, God. Oh. Our stream OBS was lagging a little bit, so we got a little concerned that it was going to crash.
We're all good.
False alarm, everybody.
So you see, we're going to be heading to a hybrid map, and man, I'm not a betting man, but you know, you kind of have to expect a little bit of King's Row here. It's just such a popular pick. And as we actually take a look into some of the other matches that are going on around the conference today, Northeastern versus, well, there it goes. So Smash for Support have a charity Smash Bros tournament. All the proceeds are going to be benefiting the Trevor Project, and that takes place Saturday, February 11th. Doors open at 11 a.m. Pre-registration is required. You can find links to sign up on our social media pages. But a lot of good matches coming in around the league today. I'm very interested in what Western Michigan is able to do actually against NIU next week. Western Michigan is what with many people consider to be an upset against Akron. A 3-0 victory for Western on that front, and you almost wish you had some more games to use as a measuring stick if you're NIU to try and prepare for Western. Actually, correction, Western is in 2 weeks, so they'll have an extra week to prepare. But it looks like not looking ahead to the future, but looking ahead to tonight. Bowling Green, of course, is opting for the Kings Row. I think NIU would do the same. That mark.
Riveting.
We'll just have to change the scores up.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
But no surprise, the Kings Row. It's the bread and butter. It's the Dust 2 of Overwatch.
The Dust 2 of Overwatch. I mean, you're not wrong.
Everybody loves it, but I actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if NIU would opt for a Kings Row, because their brawl, we haven't seen a ton of their brawl lately. Granted, brawl has not been meta for quite a bit, so it's hard to measure that. But I know NIU's teams in years past have opted for Kings Row so much because they were such a brawl-heavy team, and brawl was such their comfort zone. But I actually think this iteration of NIU's team is best at a lot of very fast-paced, dive-centric comps, which Kings Row does not exactly play into.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I'm excited. I always get really giddy seeing Kings Row because it fills me with the hope of Junkrat. Junkrat is the highest skilled character in the game, according to
one unbiased man's opinion.
According to me. Yeah, I'm actually a gold DPS. So, what do we kind of goated? Like the camera just started out in the corner.
Gotta get your statue shot.
Oh yeah, we're going for a wide one. Every time. It's good luck. So far, every time we've done this at Kings Row, NIU has not lost.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not a superstitious person, but
Fun fact, I actually designed this statue.
did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes,
Huh.
I did. That's why NIU always wins. Here.
So, actually, very
flawless stuff
interesting.
in some Blaha Blast. Got some green feed.
I think that might just be regular Mountain Dew.
That's true. He's doing the do.
Reaper powered by Mountain Dew, original. So,
Taro scoped
very
it.
interested to see that Flawless is on the Reaper here. Also, wait a minute, is that a Junkrat from Bowling Green?
What?
Crazy chicken on the crazy character of them all.
As you see, Tokotoro, he's ready. He's ready to shoot as soon as those doors
The
open
classic,
up.
I wonder if Tokotoro was in comms like your teammates are in ranks. Like, if I don't get a pick on Widow, I'll switch, promise. But Widow was just for scouting purposes. I much have to agree with the decision here to go Sojourn, but Bowling Green hoping to do exactly what you said, get some Junkrat value here. As you see, those shields are going down immediately, but Flawless is going to be trying to go to the Reaper strat, but Bowling Green decides to mirror the Ramatra, but it's going to be hard to outduel Racer on the Ramatra.
I mean, he got a great pick on that Lucio.
But the support main supply of heals is down for NIU, so they're not going to be able to take this as aggressive as they'd like. But with the abilities and the self-healing that Flawless has, they're able to commit a little more. But respawns are coming in for both teams. But Zuzu from Kuriko is going to have to be burned a little bit. And this fight is still going on. Not many picks have been coming on. The sustain is just too strong. It's Junkrat. Flawless lowers them down, and Tokotoro finishes them off. This fight goes into NIU's favor. Suzu able to heal everyone up. You have to almost wonder if NIU is going to commit ults here, because Bowling Green...
Oh, Razor's ult!
Bowling Green going to commit Kitsune ult here. NIU doesn't have anything to counter it right now.
There's so many...
Razor just has to stand there blocking, hoping for the best. Is it enough?
Both the matches are ulting!
The ultimate is still up.
It's just stamina!
It does not take down, but Echo...
Oh, that freeze!
Echo with the Blizzard.
Is May the
much
Ramatra
necessary.
Because May froze Racer, and so Racer couldn't block, and then Racer just fell off. Right?
Yeah, you know, in this iteration, May doesn't freeze anymore, except with the exception of her ult, and that's what came out. But you'll have to see Reptile are going to be used this fight too. You'll have to wonder what Hayes does in this situation as far as ultimate goes. Oh. The tire gets taken down, and so does Crazy Chicken along with it. NIU has the upper hand here.
Oh, that shield!
Suni ult here,
Holy.
chunking him down. Excellent stuff. Excellent initiation from Flip-Flop's ult here. One ultimate, able to take that point.
I think the NIU mouse just crawled in like Blizzard headquarters and then just like played with some wires because NIU just came out on top that fight.
You know, the mood setter was really that shutting down that Junkrat tire.
That was massive.
I don't think Crazy Chicken expected the rotation around the statue to come that quickly.
Flawless is acting like the NIU mouse right now.
NIU
How
able
sneaky he is.
Only missing some cheese.
I guess jump scared by a nightmare.
Bowling Green looking to take this high ground overhang, but Flawless putting enough pressure on them to slow them down a bit. Going to rotate back towards main.
Ooh, look at mobility.
Coco Toro to take a bit of high ground. Sunil coming out from Bowling Green, but the Death Blossom, huge for Flawless. Gets 3 picks. That'll definitely be enough to win the fight. No boop is going to stop this man.
I guess you could say Flawless was cheesed to meet you. No!
Oh, there's the 5K.
Oh, yuck.
Incredible stuff here from NIU on the second point here. Once again, able to win a full team fight with just one ultimate.
I mean, so little time is left until NIU caps this point.
Bowling Green's going to be able to put in a good contest here. Going to use Sound Barrier to counteract NIU's Ramatra ult. Both teams putting Ramatra.
Yeah, and there's the May Blizzard. Yeah, trying to counter that Ramatra ult again.
Freezes 3 enemies, and when you have a Blizzard that successful, it's going to be very hard for NIU to turn this around, but Racer and Flawless are trying to do just that. Only 2 more alive left for NIU. It's only 3 squishies left on the side of Bowling Green.
Tokotoro has a gun and a dream.
Not completely unfeasible for NIU to take this, but I think with that pick on the Flawless, and the sheer fact that 2 of the 3 players left alive on Bowling Green were supports makes it pretty difficult for NIU to come back from that. But NIU in a decent position, going to have Rico ult coming up along with Tokotoro with that railgun.
Taking the scenic route.
Trying to get a wide angle, maybe try to get some long sight lines, but looks like they're just
doing a little trolling.
Trying to make
my job harder.
Bowling Green, yes. I don't think that's the purpose. The wall comes out, separates Racer from the rest of the team. I do like this May pick actually against Ramatra. It's Crazy Chicken.
Gets the 2.
You know, that's the thing with Junk. If you're not hyper aware of where that Junkrat is and where those nades are coming from, he will punish you, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a great Junkrat map too, right? I mean, it's so small. There's so many tight choke points, and he just starts lobbing these, you know, softball-sized bombs.
Yeah,
they're hard to dodge.
The strength of Junkrat on this map is you're able to do a great amount of damage and not even see the enemy.
Yeah.
You do not need to see the enemy on Junkrat to be able to do damage.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Really, you know, define beautiful.
Me.
So, trying to take tempo again. Like I said, they've been usually the first one to use ultimate. Tokotoro shuts down the Junk Tire. That's huge. Easily could have gotten 2 or 3 picks from Bowling Green.
He sees his prey. He sees the rat.
Finds the Lucio. This rat is still up there.
And he's junking.
But Ramatra, Nightmare, only one on point, and Bowling Green popping Kitsune out. And Annihilation. This very easily could go back in Bowling Green's favor, even though NIU got the 2 opening picks. Flawless trying to turn things around in their favor. Only finds a trade. And the Blizzard comes out. It's another huge one.
Yeah, again, it looks like you only see those Blizzards shutting down Racer and his Ramatra ult.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned a lot about setting tempo and setting pace, but it seems like Echo, their timing on their Blizzards have been excellent so far.
Yeah.
They really have been incredibly clutch in every situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool strat too, which I haven't seen that much, is just using that May. Because I don't really see Maves that much, right?
Yeah. So, not a lot of ultimates coming out for NIU. Actually, no ultimates. The only thing you have to work with is Evan BP's Sound Barrier. So it's really going to be up on pure ability usage, but Tracer taking a lot of damage, and there comes a sound barrier. NIU has to capitalize on this few
Flawless
seconds of extra
mission.
health. Flawless does get a pick onto Crazy Chicken, a huge source of damage from Bowling Green falling down, but the sound barrier is going to make it hard to get any more picks for the time being, but NIU able to outlast that sound barrier. Racer, 600 HP, going uncontested, and NIU I think is going to take this. There is going to be a good contest here. May have spoken too soon. As long as NIU doesn't have too many other people fall, but NIU able to clean up. I say if there's two people you do not want alive to try and contest
What's up to Tracer?
You know, Tracer was fun to recontest, but definitely the best decision. Tracer is not going to be able to do much into the comp they have of the Junkrat and May. Can't get very close.
Flip-flop.
Falls into the flip-flop, falls into the tire, but Karma can't find the headshot. And she escapes. Flawless back on the Genji instead of the Reaper. Trying to play a little bit faster here. With both Krieg ults fall.
Two Ramatra ults.
A bit of a tiny Overwatch moment here as Hayes able to find Nightmare. Nightmare falls. That's huge for NIU. Loses their life for it, and this May almost takes the place as the tank to begin with. You know, you really have to respect that May space, because even though they can't freeze you, that damage is so much higher than it was in Overwatch 1. It looks like NIU should just, if you're NIU, just go back to the drawing board here.
Yeah.
You have Annihilation to work with. It has been proven to win a good majority of your team fights thus far, and you're almost at pretty much every ult except for.
All right, big ult Flawless coming out soon. I'm calling it right now.
I don't think so.
Whoopsies.
But another. I mean, it happened again. Echo with another incredible ult. So
yeah, I mean, we're gonna need to see some action from NIU coming up real shortly.
Gonna be up to Hayes to touch.
Hayes
doesn't get the beat down.
Drops the beat last second.
Gets it in. Allows it. The tire's gonna come out. Doesn't find anybody. Nightmare able to find the trade. Able to find that plotting Junkrat. Racer pops their ult. And pops their Nemesis for him. Try and stay alive here on card a little more. He's coming out from either side. Flip-flop in a bit of trouble. Evan BP able to chase them down. And with the Kitsune rush coming from Bowling Green, that's going to be all they need.
Flawless. Gonna make it back!
To prevent NIU from getting a full hold. They're full cap. So NIU doesn't get the full cap, but
that's still
certainly enough to win. Bowling Green giving NIU a good challenge here.
Yeah, I mean, that's still really far. You know, it's not all the way, so you don't get that benefit of another round if they do push it all the way. But it is still pretty impressive getting it that far out.
Yeah, with how far it is, it essentially turns into a quick play game where in order to win, you need to make sure that the enemy team does not full cap. Yeah. But just around that first, or just around that second corner on last point is where NIU needs to hold the line, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I'm a believer, though. I believe NIU's got this, right? Just like this man has his floating orb.
The orb ponderer.
Wait, Alder? Is this what I think it is? No way.
Wait.
Oh, pause.
We're feasting.
Hold the line. I've been saying since Overwatch 1. Since the prequel to this game, you know.
Now you're hoping we pause the match so you can actually get subbed in as a Junkrat specialist.
Yeah, Flawless throws down his trap. He's gonna run back to spawn, change off Junkrat. The trap's gonna stay there for sure.
So Bowling Green and NIU taking some lessons from one another. Bowling Green. So as I was saying, Bowling Green. They see how well the Ramatra worked on Elio, so they pull up the Ramatra, and NIU seeing how potent that Junkrat can be, and we see it from Flawless as well. Mm-hmm. So both teams learning a bit from each other, pushing each other to the absolute limit here. You see, I can already tell this is just going to be a very even matchup. I'll honestly be surprised if it is a 3-0, and if it is a 3-0, Bowling Green is certainly going to have to make NIU work for a sweep and to keep that perfect map streak going.
Yeah, I mean, Kings Row games are always really fun to watch. So, it's good stuff. Teams are just pausing, just hanging out, just chilling. Cedar Rapids.
So, Crazy Chicken actually opting to do what Flawless did on attack, to go to the Reaper. So a bit of a flip flop, for all pun intended, for teams to swap each other's DPS picks.
I mean, they're all pretty, I'd say, solid picks. And I guess bar Soldier, they're all pretty close range picks, right?
Yeah. I'm very interested to see how Echo on the Mei will work out on attack, because with Mei on defense, you have to let them come to you. You're the one that puts pressure on, freezing them if they try to get close to you, which, I mean, they have to. They're the ones pushing the cart. But when you're on attack, it allows for a little more flexibility as far as rotation options go from NIU. It forces the Mei to play much more aggressive than they would necessarily have to on defense.
It's exceptionally effective against the Ramatra, right? Because like he's trying to throw hands, right, and Mei just kind of freezes him, you know. Just puts she just bans him from the game for a couple seconds as Ramatra just stands there frozen.
Stands there unfazed. Oh, get back in it. Okay, they're just teasing us. I'm sure.
All those naughty dogs. Oh,
they're asking if everybody is ready. Hopefully everyone in our chat at twitch.tv/NIU_esports is ready.
Yeah, hopefully no one tapped out. If you're tapped out, tab back in.
Come back, the match just started. We miss you! Tokotoro with the back on
Right off the bat.
Flawless, super strong in that choke. Bowling Green not going to try and take this fight shorthanded, so they're just going to play back, shake off that early pick and move on, but allows NIU to build a bit of an advantage in the ultimate game. The freeze comes out. The wall is actually huge. Catches out Flawless. That wall.
Out.
I guess that answers the question of how Echo will do on the Mei. The wall's able to split that anyone out in front of the team, away from their team, and it makes focus fire that much easier. Looks like NIU is going to go for a bit of a soft recontest. A bit of a soft decontest, rather. Try to move back on, but Crazy Chicken on the side, Racer doesn't notice it, and they cap point immediately, but NIU able to trade back and forth, but I don't think Flawless is getting out of here with their life.
Yeah. That was quite the pickle.
So
we call it from back home.
Not optimal if you're NIU, because you're now looking at it 5 minutes, add an additional minute 30 if they do get that second checkpoint to stop them. So you're looking at potentially 6.5 minutes of holding here. Which is certainly possible, especially with the ultimates and the win conditions that you do have. Kitsune Rush super strong, Annihilation super strong. It's going to be all about out-ultiming your opponent here. Both teams going to have Annihilation right or roughly around the same time. Flawless trying to find a couple cheeky picks.
Here it comes.
The tire.
Taking the scenic route.
Able to get
that's
the main source
pick.
of heals for Bowling Green. NIU has to capitalize and play fast on this. But if Bowling Green just takes it that much faster, they're not going to need the heals, but the Annihilation, another fight winner for NIU.
Junkrat just punches Mei in the face. Right hook. Takes her out.
So, 2 ultimates being used from NIU. 1 on the side of Bowling Green. And if you're Bowling Green, you got to feel pretty confident going into this fight. The blizzards have been huge every single fight. You're coming up on another one, and then Nightmare with the Annihilation. That's going to be another huge one. A lot of abilities being burned on from both sides. As Kitsune Rush comes out from Bowling Green, the blizzard comes in.
So much.
Overwhelming NIU.
You see Flawless kind of backing up, right?
You know, Bowling Green does commit 3 ults to this, but I have to say it almost might be worth it if they were able to get a checkpoint off of this, if they're able to get to that second point, but it's too early to tell whether or not that recontest will be possible. But I mean, I don't know, scratch that 4 ult. I believe Sound Barrier was used as well.
Yeah, he's got a hustle. I think they're
anyway able to touch.
Yeah, they're going.
The recontest with the beat. Excellent timing on that. Toro could try and out-duel Crazy Chicken.
They're both ending now. What is ending?
Who's ending now?
It wasn't me.
No picks coming out from either team, and the Kitsune Rush coming out not quick enough to heal up Hayes.
NIU's putting their everything into this hold right here.
NIU, they know it's not technically a must-win fight, but if you're looking at 4.5 minute hold to win every
Tire.
single fight. Tire gets out the
That's
tank.
massive.
The heart of Bowling Green tank nightmare.
And punching.
NIU
Racer playing Minecraft, punching that
clean-up
wall.
control. Bowling Green is not making this easy. NIU does have a slight respawn advantage, but it looks like Bowling Green is just going to decontest here. But at this point, then they're going to decontest. So bought NIU about an extra 20 seconds that they would have to not worry about with that long stalled out fight at the end there.
Yeah. I mean, the point's right there, right? So NIU did great, just kind of denying that cap.
Yeah, they did have to burn a lot of ultimates. Bowling Green did make them work for it, and the ultimate economy a little bit in Bowling Green's favor. Going to make capturing that point pretty easy. Maybe not this fight, but perhaps the fight after that. Flip-flop getting a pick early, that is huge. Going to have to try and keep Racer up. That's been a struggle so far. Trade up from both sides, 3v3, but now it's a 3-on-2. But with that Ramatra ult and Hayes being one of your picks alive, you're able to cancel that immediately just by speeding away. So the Ramatra ult not getting a lot of value, but the Ramatra itself is. And the Blizzard coming out, I'd almost argue that is helpful for NIU because that wasn't entirely necessary to the point. It was only going to be Hayes going to be able to touch. So you draw Blizzard out, but you do have both support ults from Bowling Green coming into play here next fight most likely, and still nothing from NIU.
NIU's kind of holding that initial point right there. That wasn't going any further.
Kitsune rush, and they're just playing incredibly fast. The coordination there, flawless. Able to find Crazy Chicken.
Flawless weaving in and out.
The beat coming out. NIU gets pops the ultimates as soon as they get them, hoping to put some pressure on. And they're doing just that, but not enough to get any picks. And the beat comes out from Evan BP to keep everyone up, and that's going to be all you need from Bowling Green.
As NIU loses their first map.
NIU dropping their first map of the season, but it was a close one. They definitely our closest map of the year so far.
That was fun. We saw some Junkrat, you know.
The coordination has been excellent. It's really blink and you miss it from both teams with their Ramatra ults, but from Bowling Green, you know, you get the Kitsune rush immediately. That, you know, you amp it up into them because you're able to get that much more heals in from Kariko with the double shooting speed. So just great coordination on these ultimates here from Bowling Green. It feels like pretty much every ultimate they've had, with the exception of a few which may not have been needed, have been well executed and thrown out at the perfect time. So that leaves NIU to pick the to pick the pure payload map. So they're gonna give some thought to it.
They're thinking. They're cooking. They're doing something. Man, my arm's starting to get tired. I'm just like switching between the characters. I had to switch to my other arm. You know.
So, some silver linings is we'll finally get to see push.
Yes.
And we'll have to explain that game mode once we get there.
What are your thoughts on push?
I enjoy it. I
Really?
think maybe there could be some adjustments made to the respawn times and how it works, but I thoroughly think it was a great addition to the game. Much better than 2CP, but that was a low bar to clear.
I'm gonna be honest. I miss 2CP. I really do miss it.
I think it might be some rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah, you know, I just like the funny maps, right?
Temple
of Anubis is like one of the most iconic Overwatch maps, and I will die on this hill.
Junkrat's good on it.
That is true, but also aside from that, just, you know, Temple of Anubis, I just like that map in general. You know, we don't talk about Horizon Lunar Colony. Just don't we don't go there.
Chet, what's your thought on the new push mode? Interested to see what
Chat, do you like pushing? Just like boxes or doors or chat? Okay, big question. Push or pull doors? Put it in the chat. I'm very curious to see if you'd rather push a door open or pull a door open.
I tell you, what's probably going to happen is we're streaming on a 1 minute delay, as the answers are going to be the people are gonna put their answers in the chat as we're starting the map, and we're gonna be hearing pull door. I love pull doors, and they would be like, guys, the match has started.
I heckin' love push doors. Yes.
Would you count a revolving door as a push door, or would that be an entirely different
No,
category?
I feel like once you start getting like the technicalities, it becomes cheating, right?
You lose the spirit of the conversation.
Would you rather walk into a Chipotle or walk out of a Chipotle? Right.
Yeah.
That's the question. Would you rather walk in or out? Regardless of the food, regardless of the customer service or the weather outside, would you rather push that door open or pull that door open? We tackle what matters here on the NIU esports streams.
Some pure metagame analysis.
There's no way someone in the Overwatch game chat typed colon skull emoji colon. All right, we got a first push door. All right. L push game mode. W push doors. Push. All right, I'm seeing a lot of pushes, like a lot of push doors. Oh yeah, a lot of people are saying push doors are better, which I can kind of expect, right?
Well, I mean, technically, isn't every door, it's half and half. If you push one side, you got to pull on the other. Unless you have like one of those.
Door.
Unless you get one of those saloon doors.
What about my garage door? Yeah, explain that one, Alex.
I don't think that's a push or pull.
I mean, true. It's an up door.
Up door, down door. Do you guys like down doors?
What's up, door?
Just figuring out some technical issues, and we'll be back into our third map very soon. You won't have to be subjected to just purely our voice.
Yeah. We're just killing for time right now. I could go on Google right now and pull up Flappy Bird, and we can stream some Flappy Bird.
Make this a Flappy Bird stream. Yeah. Well, we just go into the custom game browser and play Flappy Mercy. someone programmed Flappy Bird to go.
We can go into the game browser and play 11 Torbjorns versus 1 Reinhardt. I see a map being chosen.
Not played this one yet. We're going to be going
Rialto.
To Rialto. So, from around the league, taking a look at some of the game results. Ball State 3-0's Central Michigan. Akron 3-0ing Toledo, so they moved to 1-1 after that first week. Ohio University 3-0ing Northern Kentucky. And Northeastern getting the 3-0 victory against Kent State.
Wow.
Kent State and Northeastern both going to be pretty tough opponents.
Some cool stuff going on with other teams. Of course, they're not talking about doors like us, so we're having a better time. Rialto's Venice, right?
It's inspired after that for sure.
Inspired? Where's Rialto?
Rialto's in Joliet.
Okay.
Rialto Theater.
Oh, yeah, wait, you're right. I look up Rialto on Google, and the first thing that pops up is the Rialto Square Theater. On maps. Yeah, no, it's in Italy. Rialto, fun fact for you guys. Oh, yeah, it is in Venice. Right next to San Marco.
Very cool.
San Marco. That is fantastic. Wow. I can stare at this map all day. Dude, I don't know what it is with maps. I just start looking at them, and I just can't stop. Because it's like I follow like a road down. I'm like, oh, where's this road going? And I'm like, oh, a river. That's cool.
Welcome to Rialto.
Getting started. I'd honestly expect. I wouldn't be surprised to see some echo play coming out from either team, as we see. Live doesn't get quite started, so we'll see a Ramatra mirror most likely.
Yeah, big old blue ocean. I'm looking at those clouds. I don't know if they're JPEGs or not. I feel like they are.
I feel like it's definitely a flat texture. But I would not be surprised to see some echo play in here. Definitely, you know, with these high vertical buildings, characters like Pharah and Echo able to get much better cover. Oh,
Chat, let's go for a boat ride.
do see some Pharah actually coming out. Wonder if that's going to stay. But the Far Mercy pocket. So we see we're pretty much going to have two teams here from NIU. You're going to see Flip Flop and Racer stick together, try and get some pressure put on the front line. And then Toko Toro going to be playing a little bit back, and then Flawless and Hayes going to be your air patrol team. When is Blizzard making a decal map?
We just got that pop-up.
You know,
when I come down to their office and put my foot on the floor and say, no! And they go, yes, sir. That's an
push. You push a payload through decal or through Lincoln Highway. So we'll see. Interested to see how much value this Pharah gets here. Just takes a couple direct hits with a damage boost to get a pick here.
You see Toko Toro, I'd say Ashe is his signature character, you know. You just see so much of Toko Toro on that Ashe getting results.
Toko Toro, that definitely very strong hit scan player. NIU able to get enough pressure to push Bowling Green off high ground. So NIU does have a bit of high ground advantage right here. But no picks coming from either side. The cart still moving though.
Slowly but surely.
Nightmare able to keep the pressure up on Eraser. Incredible amount. So able to find the pick, but not before Flawless. Able to find Crazy Chicken. And potentially with the Resurrect.
Ooh.
Toko Toro
clipping him.
Can the res come out? No ice block. Echo in a bit of trouble, and Flawless
putting on the rockets.
Making that Pharah pick worth it.
You call that man NASA the way he's just shooting rockets at him, like just out there.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, payload is just consistently moving forward. I don't know. I mean, they're just kind of hanging back right now, you know, waiting for NIU to.
Just takes one good pick, but
yeah, there's a contest.
Bowling Green does not have any ultimates to try and contest this with. NIU might have to commit some stuff, and they will. They will commit Annihilation and Valkyrie. This is NIU is making sure they get this fight here, but the Kitsune Rush comes out. Flawless get more than one, able to find two, but the rest of Bowling Green able to find the core of NIU's comp, take them down. Your Toko Toro here, you got to get out. So trying to do just that.
Big robot just runs at you.
Wow. Okay. That was. I don't think Toko Toro could have waited a millisecond longer, but NIU was going to try and take this quickly back, but the Bob coming out so early that Bowling Green able to just focus it down.
Yeah, I mean, Bob fell. He just crumpled over.
Beat's already out, but Racer straggling that vertical health line. Thankfully, Flip Flop able to pop Kitsune. Oh, and looks like this is a fight that NIU is going to win.
Yeah, NIU's cleaning up on cart right now. Fantastic.
Good stuff.
You know, back in my day, there wasn't that little wall in Rialto, you know. Was that always there?
Which little wall?
This one.
Yeah, it was always there.
Okay. Look at you, Mr. I play Overwatch.
Map historian.
Map historian.
So, Crazy Chicken going to have the Deadeye ready here. So, a couple DPS ultimates from the side of Bowling Green going to be coming out, but they are ultimates that aren't necessarily fight winning on a consistent basis. But Annihilation coming out from both teams. But Toko Toro able to find Echo quite early. Echo on the Echo, just realized that. Took me way too long. But NIU able to take this fight. It also shut down the Deadeye.
I mean, they're just pushing Bowling Green back so hard.
One thing I love about this Racer Ramatra play, they're able to just, their aggression has been so critical for NIU's success. Not giving Bowling Green really any breathing room to try and make a recontest work. I'd say NIU able to take that in just a couple team fights. Pretty incredible stuff. They have a lot of time to work with here. Definitely momentum is on their side, so you have to see if Flawless is going to be setting up for some kind of flank barrage. The setup is there.
Right behind him.
Falls for it, but is able to chunk down Nightmare in Ramatra ult enough. That's, I mean, even though there's no kills in the kill feed, being able to do so much damage to Nightmare in their ultimate was huge. Almost a support ult with how many lives it probably saved.
Yeah. Ooh. Floss getting a great pick on that
Another Echo. Echo on the Echo has fallen first in fights a few times in a row now. And it's given NIU that much more room to work with. Nightmare able to find Haze though, but Flawless does not need that Mercy pocket to pop off.
The Eagle has landed, everyone.
Incredible stuff from NIU.
That was kind of crazy.
The Far Mercy doing a lot, and Tokotoro on the Ashe cannot be understated as well.
I'm saying that's bread and butter. You know, back before Sojourn, just kind of came out of nowhere and began dominating the meta with an iron fist. Right, we saw a lot of Tokotoro on that Ashe, and he just had a great time.
Really did.
Or at least I assume he had a great time. I have a great time watching.
We're having a great time here on Rialto. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the time bank.
Yeah. You think back in the future that you're this pollution. That's wild. The closer you get, it's like the pollution disappears. Look, the pollution goes away when we stop looking at it.
That's not the message we're sending here.
That is true. Don't pollute, guys.
Recycle, guys.
And don't be like Rialto here with all these smokestacks. Oh my gosh.
But same comp coming out from NIU. Northern.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know, NIU's going with what worked.
Bowling Green opting for an Ashe of their own. They saw how well Tokotoro was on it. You know, NIU got to be taking a lot of things as compliments lately with how many mirror picks there have been. But bit of a double pseudo hit scan comp here from Bowling Green with Crazy Chicken on the Sojourn and Echo on that Ashe. So Floss is going to have to be very careful and use that cover very well. But the early pick on the Evan BP, the res comes out, but that just means it won't be able to be used in this middle of this next team fight here. So you get you burn the Resurrect as an ability. You still have it on your side.
Look how cautious Floss is playing. He knows the Bowling Green's got their own Ashe and a Sojourn.
Loses the Echo duel, but that Mercy res is able to stay up. Racer able to create enough space for Haze to get that res out. E ability being used from both sides on the tank game. Poke remaining to be put in. Still no picks on the board yet since that Tokotoro pick. Looks like Nightmare gonna be able to escape here with their life. And they are, but
Flawless gets out.
Echo falls out again. And the boop, not enough to cancel the res. Ooh, but Echo falls again right after being resurrected. Flawless is making sure Echo does not have a good time. Flawless. Incredible
Flawless
stuff here.
As the name says.
Making those shots. Ooh,
Almost.
The boop, almost.
Almost took that.
If that was anyone else besides a tank, that would have been
for sure.
a dunk in the water. But so far, the Echo and the Echo on Ashe and Crazy Chicken have not been able to find Flawless here out of the sky. And Flawless making these shots look a lot easier than they actually are to hit. Far is not the easiest character, especially when you're trying to lead your shots. But NIU definitely with the ultimate advantage. They're going to have 5 ultimates here. It's almost the challenge from NIU is going to be on whether or not they can refrain from using too many in one fight to win. But it doesn't even look like they need any here. But the Ramatra ult coming out from Racer. And the Crazy Chicken is going to try and escape.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do with your Crazy Chicken in that situation, you know.
Go back to the drawing board. And actually, a Diva here. So they're doing a mix of trying to mirror things with a Pharah of their own, and also that Diva, you know, Diva is the best counter to Pharah as far as a tank goes. Able to fly up, defense matrix them. The Bob.
Tokotoro setting in his butler.
Getting a bit of a point, but that Bob's going to be chunked down, but you're going to have to put a lot of resources on that Bob to melt it, so it's not entirely without waste. But NIU able to keep that pressure up. Bowling Green.
NIU's doing exceptionally well holding this choke.
They really are creating the tempo here. They're getting picks as the fight is beginning. So Bowling Green hasn't really had a full team fight.
Got a bird battle going
quite
on.
a bit. It's a dog fight.
Oh!
Flawless.
Bodies him.
Wins the Pharah battle.
Diffed him.
Kitsune rush. And he's gonna have to be careful here because if they get too low on health and Evan BP pops that Kitsune rush, it's gonna give Bowling Green a huge chance to win this fight and potentially get the point. The leading shots. Oh,
So close.
love watching some aerial fights. The Kitsune rush comes early. NIU high enough health, but the D.Va able to chase it down. That D.Va had Toko Toro set in their sights. Racer going to be able to try and stop that. D-Mech is able to do it. That's a huge pick there. Now before Flawless goes down, though, is the Resurrect able to get out? Mercy able to get more value on that Resurrect. Flawless is back up with the res of their own, though.
Flawless is going to do it.
And if they go uncontested here, the D.Va DM able to save that Sojourn.
Gave
Toko Toro
him a haircut there.
keeps the pressure on. Only Sojourn to be able to contest.
Oof.
And day and night difference from NIU here compared to Kings Row.
NIU probably held their breath for like 3 minutes there.
That there was never a clean continuation of a fight, but it felt like one long fight essentially. There was never a clean cut, team fight 1, team fight 2. It was really kind of just start to finish a poke battle.
That was nuts.
Really was.
As the kids say.
So, NA goes from not being able to full cap Kings Row to full capping Rialto with 3 minutes and 12 seconds, and much stronger performance on Rialto.
NIU doing great.
So, that means Bowling Green will get to pick a push map.
Ooh.
So, for those that may be new to the push mode, it is most similar to the mode I explained first, as that being the King of the Hill mode. In the sense that there is a bot in the middle of the map, and it moves along a path much like a payload. There's a set path, but it's almost like it's more similar to tug of war, where when you're on the cart and you're pushing the robot, you get distance for your team, but if the other team captures they get to push it and get distance for their team. The team with the most distance pushed over the course of 10 minutes wins the game. And there are checkpoints, and there are some more specific rules as far as respawns go, but maybe not be necessarily important from a entry-level standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, you can also, I don't know if you mentioned this, but you can push the robot to the end and just end the game early.
Yeah, so it is theoretically possible that we will see a mid at 30 game.
Yeah.
It has happened before in Pro League and in my ranked games especially. So.
I just wonder what map it's going to be, because I mean, Coliseum is a map. It is the most map.
I think it is. People point to Coliseum when they are criticizing push, and I agree. Coliseum is not my favorite map, but
I like what's the one that's really pretty?
Esperanza.
Yeah.
Esperanza is really good. the interesting about that is the first point, you only really have to win one team fight to get the checkpoint, whereas on other push maps you need a solid 2 or 3 team fight wins to get to that first checkpoint.
Yeah, my mom said I could push the robot. If your mom said it's okay.
It's my turn to push the robot.
Taking the controller from your big brother.
Or if you're a younger sibling like I am, having the experience of being handed a controller that's not plugged in at all. So.
Yeah, my brother would do that, except he play games on the PS2, and then he'd be like, "You could voice the characters," and so I'd just be talking to myself, and he'd be playing video games. Yep. Ain't that? What's the Frank Sinatra? He's like, "Ain't that a kick in the?" Yeah. So just chilling, hanging out. Oh.
Queen Street, a little frigid in honor of the
going to Canada.
negative negative 10-degree weather we have here in DeKalb. So they really just can't. We really just love our cold here.
I like waking up to May dropping a blizzard on the place I live.
Yeah, you know, honestly, it's like DeKalb has been encapsulated in an echo blizzard.
Call it an ice age, if you will. With Manny and
Echo blizzards, not just on Kings Row. They brought it to DeKalb too.
Diego, that's the silver-toothed tiger.
from Ice Age.
Yeah, there's Manny, Sid, and Diego, and then there's the girl mammoth, and I think there's a girl sloth. I don't remember their names. I only watched like the first 2 Ice Ages. But
Ice Age lore.
Ice Age lore is pretty deep. I like how the first movie is just like, you know, returning just like a baby to his parents. And the second movie is like, the world is melting and there's dinosaurs. They're going to eat us all. And then the third one is just like, yeah, no, there's just dinosaurs. There's just dinosaurs.
There's just dinosaurs, except that.
It went from like a wholesome, you know, kids movie that kind of made sense to...
So our first chance to see
he's grumpy.
Some push maps.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So if you actually take a bit more of a top-down view of the map, you'll actually see that it is essentially symmetrical in its core. The map assets, you know, it does look visually different, but in essence, it is an entirely symmetrical mirrored map.
Yeah. I didn't notice that. One side is red themed, the other side is blue themed. I didn't notice that.
Notice that too.
Yeah, it's like these buildings are more glass because, you know, they're blue, but then these buildings are more like brick because they're red.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, I would eat some Mediterranean. I'd tear that up live.
Get some hummus.
If I had a bowl, oh my gosh.
Get some naan bread.
Ooh, that sounds tasty. I'm gonna go home. I got chicken nuggets today. Go to Aldi.
Not quite Mediterranean food.
They
but yeah.
have no, not Mediterranean, but they have Valentine's heart-shaped chicken nuggets.
How cute.
Make your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever partner a plate of those Johns. You're set, dude.
NIU going for the comp that they had on Ilios with the Genji Sojourn. Going to be opting to take this fight high ground, so it's going to be a battle for high ground. Modalist has to drop early, but Tokotora able to find them out. Excellent recognition that they're low. And
can you tell me why Sojourn's getting charged shooting the Maywall?
So that's Sojourn gets charged shooting anything. So they get charged for shooting Maywalls, Torb turrets.
Wow.
Essentially how Sojourn works is if you hit shots, you may see when we spectate Tokotoro, check them for a second, they get a number attached at the bottom, and when it reaches 100, you can shoot a right click and essentially acts like a fully charged Widow shot. So you could headshot with that, and essentially take out a target with one shot.
Yeah, it's been the discussion of a lot of conversations. If they're broken or not.
Racer able to, that Nemesis form has been able to make so much space, and it's going to be able to continue with this ultimate coming out. The heals are being poured into Racer, and the ultimate stays up. Greasy Chicken able to put an end to the reign of Racer as far as that team fight goes, but NIU able to get a checkpoint in. That's incredible for NIU.
This is consistent, because usually it kind of goes back and forth at the beginning, but NIU here just starting off at a fantastic start, right?
But with Racer falling, you're going to have to give them just a little bit of the bot. But as you see, as you have to push the bot back to its original location, so even though Bowling Green was able to push it for a few seconds, they didn't get any credit for it because they still need to push back into their own territory. But Ultimate's coming out from Bowling Green, from Nightmare, and with the exception of Racer, Hayes is able to speed everybody out and end that Ultimate early, minimizing damage.
Back in.
Expect potentially a Blade here. Actually, I'd expect Kitsune Rush to hold it up, but Blade and Kitsune Rush, coming here, and the ultimates are huge for NIU.
Slight Fruit Ninja. Just killing them all.
Cutting up the opposition.
Yeah.
Lucio trying to stall, trying to get at least a meter pushed here, but NIU going to be able to
There is one thing we do have to mention about the robot, is that when he's pushing into new territory, he's pushing that barricade, and he moves a lot slower. So,
yes,
when he's not pushing that further, he moves decently fast. So, like right now, he is at a snail's pace.
But every meter that NIU pushes is just an extra meter that Bowling Green needs to push to catch up.
It's pretty
They
snowballing.
might be able to do just that with this Kitsune rush, able to force NIU off the point a little bit, but if they don't get the pick flawless, able to find something. Lodalis trying to minimize the damage with the sound barrier, but NIU's focus fire is too strong and too good. They pick out Nightmare. Lodalis follows, and it's another team fight win for NIU.
Yeah, I mean, this
only
is
committing one ult. That's been incredible. It seems like it just ever since the beginning of Rialto, it's really been all NIU here.
yeah. I mean, they're just setting like the whole pace of the game, right? They push when they want to push.
And looks like a little bit of a swap here. So Karma actually giving that Kuriko to Lodalis. The Blizzard going to be able to catch out. Oh, not before Racer finds one, but that Blizzard slows them down, but doesn't fully stop them. NIU gets just another clean fight. They're using ultimate so incredibly
right
early
there. Here. I mean, this is going incredibly fast. I mean, you see Bowling Green, they haven't pushed it a meter. Right, and NIU is kind of wrapping it up.
What we have in here. So NIU has a chance to full cap here, and when Flawless finds Echo like that, picks off the Mercy on top of that, it's looking not too great for Bowling Green.
Blade too. Yeah, he just
Blade here to clean up.
He said it's an
exclamation point on this game, albeit well fought from Bowling Green. NIU might be able to just walk it in here.
They got it. This is game. Yeah, there's the team kill.
Less than half the time of the entire match, less than 5 minutes, NIU able to get a full cap and take the match. They improve to 2-0 on the year.
Yeah. Fantastic from NIU. Look at that. Yeah, and there's Flawless. This man is going to be my man eventually. Here's Flawless. Going in there, cleaning up, slicing and dicing. And this is where I say Fruit Ninja. Again.
The ultimates have been so good.
Inhuman reactions, as some like to say. Oh, no, NIU's got 3-1. I mean, NIU lost one map, right? So they won.
And
they
the
won 6.
one map they lost was the one map that they didn't get to pick.
That's true. I mean,
wait, that's not true.
What?
Bowling Green picked New Queen Street. So.
Oh.
But then again, I think every team, especially in eSport Collegiate, with the season just starting, push is probably the map mode that everyone's least comfortable with. So it's a bit more of an even playing field as far as teams go.
Yeah. Oh, so we got an interview coming in. If you want to take this one, so you know a bit more about the game than me, so tapping out.
All right, so we're sitting here with the tank man himself, Racer, after just getting the dub. So welcome in and congrats on the win. So one thing that we really noticed, especially is immediately as Elios, was that it seemed like the only fight needed from NIU to win was Annihilation. It seemed like I don't know how much you have been scrimming or preparing with that Ramatra, but it seems like just every time that you popped the ult, Hayes was there with the speed, and it seemed like you were just destined to get 2 or 3 picks every single fight. And a lot of times able to win an entire team fight just on one ultimate. So how much did you kind of prepare? How much were you expecting, preparing and strategizing how you were going to use that Ramatra ult?
At the end, it was like very effective what we were doing, but it's very simple. Every time we had Annihilation, we were like, okay, go in. Just like when we saw Annihilation with the blue checkmark, we were like, okay, that's going to be our fight win right there. It's like right now, like such a broken ult. So we're like, okay, that's going to win us the fight. Pocket, Racer, make sure we get kills.
Very, very true. And it's a winning formula for a reason. So the only thing I can think of is kind of what struggles were you facing as far as when you went to King's Row, the one map that you did drop. It was a well-contested fight. You almost did get a full cap, but things seemed to be a little bit off on defense. Can you explain kind of what happened? Also surprising to see the Junkrat play come out as well.
Yeah.
We were Nick and I were very excited to see that Junkrat play.
It wasn't in the scrims, but we pulled it out. Didn't really work at the end, but it's whatever. But our main problem there was definitely our target focus. I can put some of that blame on me. We were just like focusing the tankier targets like Ramatra, Mei, and not focusing the Kiri. I'm pretty sure by the end of that map that Kiri only had 2 deaths, had a lot of damage and a lot of healing, And we realized that halfway through that the Kiri was definitely the problem of their team, and we still didn't beat her at the end. So we also had a problem on our end with a lot of the PCs being bad, but that wasn't an excuse at all.
Yeah, some technical issues, but nothing that you guys weren't able to overcome. So going into our third map, Rialto, bit of a different strategy with the Far Mercy Ash comp, but it certainly seemed to work. Is that something you guys had in mind when you picked Rialto? Was there certain kind of counter strat picking? Did you notice Rialto would have been conducive to your composition, your strengths, or Bowling Green's weaknesses rather?
Yeah, we were trying Far is usually a comfort pick for us sometimes, and we were like, okay, we're just gonna go Rialto. We'll see how it works. We weren't really feeling that good after the Kings row, so we're like, okay, let's try something experimental. We'll see how this works. And shout out to Flawless for playing Far really good.
Yeah, that Far was incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
We had our eyes on them pretty much the entire game.
And my Rancher, I was playing more of a poke, but if we saw the opportunity to go in, like when we had Annihilation, I was taking advantage of that. And yeah, it was a different sort of play style. And when we saw them go to Diva, we're like, okay, we got to pick up the pace even more. So.
Well, yeah, it was incredible teamwork. Definitely the most one-sided map in my opinion of the match. And then last question: anything you want to say to anyone that may be a racer fanatic watching in the chat,
I see.
or
Okay.
in Strat? Any parting words to leave us with? Any wisdom?
Shout out to you all and add me on Snap. Racer 50.
We're not gonna promote Snapchats yet. So. All right. Thank you for your time, Racer. Let's head out of the interview room for getting into any more trouble. All right. And then we will leave it at that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to week 2 of the Esport Collegiate Overwatch 2 season. And catch us this time next week, 7 p.m. on Tuesday, as NIU takes on Central Michigan, try and move to 3-0 on the year. So thank you all for your support and have a wonderful evening.